yesterday, got new foam. So we got more foam. So this is the second brick. That's what I've done. So I have a new pattern there, which I'll tell you about. But first, see, here's the interesting thing. Last time I mentioned, I think that I was going to get photo reference of women at different angles of the similar body type to be able to properly get the reference for the sculpting. And I got a bunch of those, which is really easy to find, obviously. But when I was thinking I need to do Grace Park, I did a bunch of photo reference, and because when I was looking for her stuff, I was thinking not just of the face, but of the whole body. I found a wide variety of shots of her in very skimpy bikinis, conveniently standing straight and looking directly at the camera, one sort of the side and the back and stuff like that. So there's a very convenient reference for her. And then it occurred to me that I hadn't been looking for that when I was looking for the actual designs of the first 4 puppets, because I was looking for the facial stuff only. So what I actually did is I went back and I looked again, and I found a bunch of photos, because me being terribly awesome as I am, I completely forgotten that Miss Helfer had done a Playboy shoot. So anyway, so the side-on view and the top view or front view are still based completely and very specifically on photo reference. Now the front view is still based on the same one, because I couldn't find a better one, but the side view is based on a composite of a couple different images of varying degree of clothingness. But for when I'm actually sculpting her to get to the details, which I'll probably do on a bit of Sunday and Monday, and I'm not sure how long it'll take me because I really want this one to be exactly right. I'm going to have right here, I'm going to have pictures of Miss Helfer pinned up. And it'll be, it's apparently not very hard to find nude photos of Trisha Helfer. Google image search didn't help me, but Flickr did. It was weird. But anyway, so this is the same front-on view that you've seen before. Let me just lay that down. So what I've done this time, because I got new ink, actually got a new cheapo printer, so I got new ink. So instead of me drawing the grid, I have the nice little layout here. Now this is based on the trace that I showed, or this is a trace based on the photo I showed you before of Six in the hallway of Battlestar Galactica. So that one's cool. And then on the side here, I have another printout of her. From the side, which is kind of cool. And so this is a composite of a couple different photos to show you a bit of the secret sauce, as it were. This was largely based on a photo of her where she's wearing like a dress or a bodice or something. But then the specific shape of her breast is actually taken from one of the the Playboy shots, which was sort of at a 3/4 angle, but one of her breasts was actually in the right position that I could sort of use it as a visual reference. Yeah, so she may need to have a little bit more of a tummy right there, because women have tummies, and that's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marker around, I'm going to trace this, and then I'm going to I don't know if you can tell, but I have lines here. So I have a line here, so I can tell where the middle point is for this. So when I've markered this, I'm going to marker the other side, and I'm going to marker that and that side, and then I'm going to do a really rough cut. Rougher than the first time. What I'm going to try to do is sort of hack away piece by piece to more of a sculpting than anything else. So this will be jerky because I'm actually drawing as I'm recording. The benefit to doing it like this, of course, rather than drawing out the grid and then just sort of tracing it that way, is that it's more precise. Oops. It's more precise, so because the computer will go accurate in ways that I would not, so I don't have to worry about me messing things up. I'm trying to both draw and make sure the camera is angled properly. So anyway, so this it occurs to me I don't have a whole lot of shots of me actually doing the thing, and sort of tell you that I'm doing the thing, and then I don't do the thing, or then I tell you about it, then I have done it, and so that's, then I go to the next thing. So that's the side, that's the front, and I'm going to repeat it on the underside and the other side. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got this one, got this side, and and terribly great clumsiness now. There we go. So, or the coordination. So this will invariably be, I mean, I for future reference, I could probably actually use an even smaller chunk of foam, but I want to make sure I have enough wiggle room to mess up. Also, it just happened to be the size of the foam, because I got one block that was actually 4 times the size of this, so I cut that in half twice. So there's actually 30 by 30 to become 2 15 by 15 by whatever that is, 8-inch blocks. So that'll be 2. This will be Caprica. And this will probably, unless I screw this up horribly, this will be Ty. So I've got, this is my rough initial form of Trisha Helfer, or Caprica Six. I mean, it's Trisha Helfer in that it's her body shape, but you know what I'm saying. So this is from the top. It's sort of, you can see it's sort of that. And from the side, now I may have actually already cut it in too short on her boobs, actually. I'm not entirely sure. Just a little too much right there. But we'll see. At worst case, actually, I could just do this and sort of recover. But anyway, so these are the two pieces. Just for your own reference, a block of foam that size gives me a block roughly this size, and with these pieces extra. So there's a lot of, or not those pieces extra, but those like here. There's some stuff on the ground, and that foam in that bag is from the previous attempt. So what I'm going to do now, the very next step, is to get my photo reference, print that off, and then I will start sort of roughly carving. I'll probably end up sketching a bit on her to sort of give an idea of where I should be. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm going to start sketching on the foam to give an idea of where to cut. So for like here, for example, this being her back, like it will come to a width of about here, let's say, at her hips, and then it'll sort of broaden. So right there, I can know that I can sort of like roughly, so I'll sort of sketch it as I go, which is not something I did the last time, but it occurs to me it might be an idea, might be useful. It is an interesting thing that as a puppet builder that I can do is I can basically spend some period of time, possibly hours or more, what is certainly could be considered under other circumstances ogling pretty ladies, and it's research. And I have them printed out. So if I don't know an NSFW tag would work on this, I probably will tag this video that way. But anyway, so these are some of my pictures here. I shouldn't really. There's nudity there. Actually, most of these have nudity. Yeah, there's nudity there. That's not actually Trisha Helfer, but it's a good shot of a back. That is roughly the right thing. So anyway, so that's her there, and what I'm doing now is I'm sort of trying to figure out exactly where, say for this particular case, where to cut so that I can determine where the shape comes.
I'm in the dark and you're a shooting star, and in the night it wouldn't be so hard if you'd come back home.